Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get
Modern
into it.
devices for cars, care for them and service, are able to tangibly facilitate the life of the driver. Nevertheless, many have not yet encountered such a simple and convenient device as an inflatable jack from the exhaust pipe. As the experience of experienced motorists shows, this thing can be a real help on the road, and it is recommended to by everyone who has to travel long distances. Moreover, it is very simple to use the device, and even a child can easily use it. What is a jack? A jack is a structure whose task is to raise the vehicle. This process is also called jacking up. The situation may be required in case of a punctured wheel on the road. In order to raise the car and be able to remove the wheel for replacement or repair, mechanical or hydraulic jacks have been used for many years. Working with such devices is not easy, and some skill is required. They gradually rust, and the underbody of the car is subject to physical damage. Inserting a traditional jack becomes a challenge. Not surprisingly, inflatable jack designs have become widespread in recent years. Design features of an inflatable jack. Such designs are a bag based on polyvinyl chloride, which in folded form is placed under the standing car and then inflated with gas or air, but the source of its entry can be different. The seams of the bag should be quality glued and stitched for long-term use. On one of the sides of the bag, a hole is provided for the supply hose. On the hose on one side, the manufacturer places a rubber funnel, and on the other side, a connecting sleeve with a valve. The set of inflatable jacks of foreign production not only includes a storage bag, but also a pair of mats. Their function is to protect the bottom of the machine and the surface of the pump from mechanical damage. However, given the peculiarities of the material, such protection is not always sufficient. The polymer jack bag is made in an oblong shape. As soon as air or gas starts to enter, it first inflates evenly in all directions. Soon, the walls of the bag cannot inflate further because of the strong seams. At this time, the vertical movement of the structure begins, which pushes the vehicle away from the ground. This is why it is mandatory to expose the bag properly so that it does not rupture. Read also, differences between limited and unlimited insurance for a car and other vehicles. The principle of operation is based on the similarity to pneumatic mechanisms. The more air enters inside, the higher the lever is able to rise. Such a pneumatic jack can function in two variants: from the exhaust gases from the muffler or with the help of a cigarette lighter socket, as in the case of a compressor. Let's see the features of each of these methods. How the inflatable jack works from the exhaust pipe. The main advantage of this option is the simplicity of the process itself, which can be easily handled by a female driver. Another advantage is that any car, even an SUV, can be jacked up for wheel replacement, spending less than a minute of time on the procedure. However, it should be taken into account. In order for it to be effective and successful, there should be no damage in the muffler, through which the gas can leave the system. That is, absolute tightness is required. This option is not quite suitable for cars with a branched exhaust system. In this case, it will be necessary to equip and install additional branch pipes and adapters. Inside the fixture itself, there is an accumulation of harmful exhaust gases, so certain precautions are required. Once lifted, the car is kept in the same place due to the fact that the valve keeps the pressure at the same level without pumping up. In order to bring the car back to the ground in the same place, the excess pressure starts to escape from the system through the inflatable car jack coupling. Thus, the process of pressure control occurs in a semi-automatic mode. Principle of operation of the compressor mechanism. Inflatable mechanical jacks from a compressor are widespread. To inflate the design, it is not necessary to use the exhaust system, and it is enough to have in the luggage compartment any pump, including compressor type. With this variant of tire repair, there will be no unpleasant smell of carbon monoxide and condensate unsafe for health. Even if the exhaust system has any faults or is simply leaking, this will not prevent repair work. The main weak point: the time to inflate the jack needs several times more, usually from 5 to 10 minutes or more. Read also, drum and disc brakes. Differences, advantages, and disadvantages. Difficulties in the operation of the product. There are certain risks that are associated with the operation of an inflatable jack inflated by exhaust gases. The correct location of the polymer bag under the body of the vehicle. It should be placed so that the vehicle can be raised, but the jack itself does not fly out from underneath it. When inflating through the muffler with an inflatable jack in Moscow, the socket should be pressed hard enough to the exhaust pipe opening. In the process, there is increased pressure, which will try in every possible way to dislodge the socket. As the pressure increases, the resistance force will also increase. Polymeric materials are used to make the bag, which must retain high elasticity and flexibility. This leads to limitations when working in low temperatures. Plastic tends to freeze and should not be used at temperatures below -10. When stowing, the product should be carefully stowed to avoid crushing, especially at seams. Why it is useful to carry an inflatable jack with you. Such designs have many advantages over hydraulic and mechanical devices. There is no need to look for boards or other dense surfaces to put under the surface of the jack. The versatility of the product is simply amazing. It takes up little space, but it can easily be placed under the car, even with a small clearance. The speed of jacking is amazing, and this jack is perfect for business people who appreciate the time spent. After use, it is easy to deflate it back and then put it in a transportation case, in which it will be transported. Given the large surface area of the structure, you cannot fear that the device will squeeze through the roadway, which is often the case with traditional designs. It is useful to use the pneumatic inflatable jack on off-road areas. In any case, you will not have to make any significant physical effort. In conclusion, an inflatable jack is a versatile and efficient tool for lifting vehicles in various situations, whether you're dealing with a flat tire or working on maintenance. By following the proper steps for setup and usage, you can ensure safety and effectiveness. Remember to always check the manufacturer's guidelines and practice caution when using any lifting equipment. With the right knowledge and preparation, an inflatable jack can be a valuable addition to your roadside assistance toolkit. Thank you for watching, and stay safe on the road.